Hello, welcome you for the class. So today I will discuss with you the topic scalars and vectors. Means I'm going to start the next chapter, but the topic is scalars and vectors. So you have some idea regarding what are scalars and what are vectors? Yes or no? Yes. So let's start with the scalars, then we will move to vectors. Scalars are, these are actually when we talk about physical quantities, initially we have divided the physical quantities into two types. One is the fundamental, another one is the derived quantities. Similarly, we can again divide the physical quantities into two types. One is a scalar, another one is a vector quantities. So if I talk about the scalar quantities, then I can say that those quantities which have only the magnitude. Magnitude, you understood. Suppose I say that the mass of the block is m equals to, suppose I have written 5 kg. Yes or no? Here 5 is what? The magnitude, the value. Okay. Means those physical quantities which needs only the magnitude to represent it. Then such quantities are known as a scalar quantities. So in order to represent mass, I will not say that mass is 5 kg along east to west or x-axis, y-axis as like that. But if I talk about the weight equals to mg, yes or no? Yes. So if I talk about weight, what is the direction of weight? Yes, direction of weight is always towards the center of the earth. So it has a direction. So this physical quantity means if I talk about weight, it has, suppose I say this is 50 Newton, then I will say that it has magnitude. The magnitude is what? 50. What is the direction? Towards the center of earth. Isn't it? So those physical quantities which have only magnitude are called scalar quantities, and those physical quantities which needs magnitude as well as direction to specify it are known as what? Vector quantities. Let me give you another example of vector, that is a force. When I talk about force, no doubt I will say force is 5 Newton. But in order to correctly specify it, I will not say only force is 5 Newton. I have to talk about the direction of the force also. Means in which direction the force is acting. Means when we say we are pulling it, pulling is also I'm pulling means it is towards me, my direction. And if I say pushing means I'm pushing it, means it is that direction. So there is a difference, means I'm talking about the direction of the object also. That is why force is a vector quantity. Understood? So scalar quantities, I can in one word I will say that those quantities which have only magnitude, vector quantities which have both magnitude and direction are vector quantities. So we came to know about the definitions of scalars and vectors. Basically the chapter in this particular chapter I will be discussing with you only vector quantities. So scalars only we need the definition, and what is the difference between scalar and vector is sufficient. So let us now talk about representation of a vector. Representation of a vector. Means how to represent a vector. How can I represent a vector? Okay. Suppose I say A is a vector. In order to represent a vector, we will always draw a straight line. Means I will draw a straight line. Then an arrow will be there. Means like this. This is a representation. Suppose I say this is A, this is my B point. This point is the tail of the vector and this point is the head of the vector. Okay. Let me write this one. If I will write somewhere, I will write A, B. What is the direction from A to B? So I have to draw like this. Or in book it is better to write, because in book I can write with bold letters. So sometimes it can be given, if it is in bold letters, you should understand that that is a vector. But while writing in copy, I cannot draw a bold letter and specify that this is a vector, this is scalar. So representation is, you should always draw an arrow above it. Okay. If I say AB vector is represented by P, so I have to represent P with an arrow like this. So P will be equal to A, B. So this is the representation of a vector. Okay. And a vector always have a head and a tail. The tail vector will start from tail and end at what? Head. So arrow should be towards the head of the vector. Now let us go to the next part, that is we are going to discuss definitions in vectors. Sorry, I have written vectors. Definitions. Some definitions are there which are important definitions in vectors. So what are those definitions? First of all, we will learn about equal vectors. By the term, I think all you have an idea what is equal vector. Equal vector means two vectors are equal if the magnitude is same and direction is same. Suppose I have drawn this vector like this. This is A, and I have drawn this one B. What happened? No doubt the direction is the same direction, but what happened? One is longer, length is long compared to the other one. So they are not equal vectors. So in order to make it equal, what I have to do? I have to make the size of both should be equal and the direction should also be the same. Okay? You cannot draw the direction opposite also. I cannot draw it like this. Means one vector is like this, equal length, another is same like this. So this is not a equal vector. Equal vector means magnitude should also be same as well as the direction should also be same. So you can write here A vector is equal to B vector. Suppose I take these two markers to be A and B. Suppose this is one, this is another one. I have drawn like that. Instead, can I draw it like this? Yes, I can draw like this also. So, but the length should be same. It doesn't mean that I have to draw parallelly. I can draw like this also. It's okay. So these are what? Equal vectors. And if they are equal vectors, what is the angle between them? The angle between them will always be 0 degree. Remember, if the vectors are parallel, the angle between them will be what? 0 degree. Number 2 is negative vectors. Okay, negative vectors. So negative vector means what? Now the meaning is same, the magnitude is same, but the direction is opposite. Magnitude means I will draw one vector like this. Suppose this is A, I have drawn A. Another one I have to draw same length, but the direction should be opposite. Then such a vector is known as negative vector. Okay, in that case, how can I write? A will be equal to minus of B, negative. Now what is the angle between them? If I move A this side and B if I draw like this, what is the angle between them? The angle between them is what? 180 degree or not? So the angle between them is 180 degree if it is a negative vector. What is the third definition that we have to study here? Third definition is modulus of a vector. So what is modulus of a vector? I am not discussing the types of vector. I am discussing the various definitions that we will come across in vectors. So modulus of a vector means what? Modulus of a vector means the magnitude. So if I say F equals to force equals to 5 Newton along east. It's okay. So this along east is my direction. 5 Newton is my what? Force or not? See, magnitude or not? Yes, magnitude. So the magnitude is known as the modulus of the vector. Now if I have written along east, so this is a vector. I am representing the magnitude as well as the direction. So I should write like this. If I have written only F is equals to 5 Newton, I have not specified anything. That means I am writing the magnitude, the modulus of the vector. And the modulus of a vector is represented by A modulus. It's okay. So modulus of A, suppose for a vector A, I am talking about a vector A, this is a vector A, then modulus will be, this one means magnitude. Magnitude of vector A will be A vector like this. Or if you want to write A, it is okay, no problem. But it should be bold. Got it? So I wrote the third definition. Now let's move to the fourth definition, that is co-initial vector. What is co-initial vector? Co-initial means initial means starting point. All the vectors will have the same initial point. Let's take an example. Suppose this is the initial point. I have drawn a vector A like this. Another one I have drawn like this. This is my V vector. Another one I have drawn. So arrow I have will not put here. I will put at the tip. By mistake I have given here. So this one. This is my C vector. And if I have drawn this is my D vector, then I will say that all these vectors are what? Co-initial, means they are starting from the same point. Number 5. Number 5, it is coterminous vector. Terminus means what? Terminating point. Terminating point means if the vectors are meeting at the same point. Suppose this is my A, this is my vector B, this is my vector C, this is my vector D. All are terminating to what point? One point. Then I will call those vectors to be coterminous, means they have the same ending point. Number 6. Collinear. Okay. Number 6 is collinear vector. When I say collinear, collinear are those vectors which have equal magnitude or may not be equal magnitude, but the direction should be either equal or same or opposite. Like it is of mainly two types. We call number 1A like vectors, like or parallel vectors. These are collinear vectors, means like or parallel means what? Suppose I have drawn a vector A like this, another vector I have drawn B. What happened? Both the vectors are along the same direction, magnitude are not same. Are they parallel to each other? Yes, they are parallel to each other. Then such a vector are known as like vectors or parallel vectors. Angle will be 180. And if these two vectors, the length becomes or the magnitude become equal, then I will call that it is a equal vector. So equal vector is nothing but equal vectors are what? Collinear vectors only. But under collinear vectors, which under what category? It will come under like or parallel vectors. Similarly, number D, if I say unlike vectors, unlike or anti-parallel vectors. I hope if I will not say also, you could understand the difference. So if it is unlike, that means what? One is A in this direction. What will happen to B? B will be in the opposite direction. The length will be different. So it is known as unlike or anti-parallel vectors. Understood? So these are collinear types of vectors. Another one is, number 7 is, definition is coplanar vector. Number 7 is coplanar vectors. Do you know plane? What is plane? I can talk this board to be a plane of plane. Yes or no? If I talk about the wall, the paper that you have in your means table now, or the table top is a plane. So if you are keeping 3 or 4 pens like this, one is here, another one is here. Okay, another one, if I have another one is here. All are lying in the same plane or not? Yes, then I will call this to be coplanar. Means if one is coming out, then this is not in one plane. So that is not a coplanar vector. Means coplanar means what? Coplanar means they should lie in the one plane. Suppose I have given an example. This is a vector A. This is another vector B. And this is another vector C. Then all are lying in the same plane. So I will call it to be the coplanar vector. Number 8. Unit vector. Unit vector means, what is unit? Unit means 1. Unit value, if I say 1, means the vector whose magnitude is 1. Okay, suppose I say whose magnitude is 1 and in a particular direction, then we call it what? Unit vector. Let me give you an example here so that it becomes easy for you. Okay, let us consider, let A be a vector. Okay, done? So this is a vector I have drawn like this. This is a vector. Vector is A. If I take one unit of it, means 1 centimeter. If it is a length, then if I say 1 centimeter of it, then I will call it to be unit vector or not. So, what is the magnitude of A? What is the magnitude of A vector? I can represent it by like this. Is it okay? Yes. Now, if I am writing A vector is equal to magnitude of A, is it my correct definition? No. My correct equation? No, equation is wrong. Why? Left hand side is a vector quantity. When I am writing the magnitude, means I am talking about the scalar part only. I am not talking about the vector part. Means I have not stated the direction till now. Yes or no? Means if I say A is a vector, this is the magnitude, left hand side is vector, right hand side is what? Scalar till now. So I have to write something so that it becomes a vector. Yes. So in order to write something, if I will write something else, what will happen? It may not be the meaning of the same thing. So if I say that I will write the unit vector of A, means I will take 1 centimeter or 1 unit of the particular vector in that particular direction, then it will be unit vector which is represented by A cap. Since I have written A, I have written A cap. Suppose you want to say that N cap is the direction of A. Suppose I say this is x-axis. X-axis. Along x-axis, if I talk about unit vector, I used to consider I cap. Suppose I have taken 10 centimeter along x-axis. How will I represent? 10 centimeter x vector will be what? 10 centimeter I have taken along which axis? X-axis. So I will write like this. Means if I say that my vector is along y-axis. My vector is along y-axis. Means B is a vector whose direction is along y-axis and I have taken a magnitude of 5. So B equals to 5. What is the direction? Y-axis. I cannot write y there to represent. I have to write the unit vector. So I will represent by j cap. So this is a means a standard term. If I say x-axis, I will consider I cap. It is y-axis, I will consider j cap. So next topic I will tell you about IJK. Just remember unit vectors are the vectors which magnitude is 1 but it has a specific direction in the direction of the given vector. So what is a given vector? A is a given vector or not? So what is the direction? So I have represented it by A cap. So I can write A cap will be equals to A vector divided by A magnitude. So this is a unit vector. Remember we used to say it is not a bar, it is a cap like this. So we used to call A cap or N cap, I cap, J cap like that. Next, another one is orthogonal unit vector. Orthogonal unit vectors. So when we say orthogonal unit vectors, means if I draw the three coordinate system like this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis and this is my z-axis. The three unit vectors along x, y and z are together called the orthogonal unit vectors. So unit vector along x-axis is represented by I cap. Unit vector along y-axis is represented by j cap and along z-axis is represented by k cap. These are together the three mutually perpendicular unit directions along x, y and z represented by I, j, k are known as the orthogonal unit vectors. So I hope you have understood the different terms that we will be using in vectors. That is, vectors, when we talk about, we may have equal vectors, coplanar vector, like that. Sometimes we have null vectors also. Null vector means magnitude is 0, but it is in a specific direction. Okay, so these are the various definitions of what? Vectors. So let's complete the class today. So we will do the next part in the next class. Thank you.